What's your emergency?
Hello? I'd like to report a murder.
Who's the victim?
Muhammad ibn Abdullah. I think he was poisoned.
Is this a friend or relative?
No, he's the prophet of Islam.
And when was this?
Well, it was almost 14 centuries ago, but don't you guys have like a cold case file or something?
Not for that long ago.
Not for that long ago. Listen, lady, do you have any clue how important this case is? I've got Sunnis telling me a Jewish woman poisoned him. I've got Shias telling me Aisha poisoned him. And I want to know who killed... Hello? She hung up. Guess I'll have to solve this one myself. Through a careful investigation of Islam's most trusted sources. By the way, to all my Muslim friends out there who've never bothered to read your most trusted sources, may I say, in advance, moi ha ha.
Did you watch it? How did that make you feel? Now, let me tell you what's really going on. Today, I want to talk about David Wood, someone who has been targeting Muslims for decades, someone who has built a whole platform criticizing Islam and at times disrespecting our Prophet. He runs a YouTube channel called Act 17 Apologetics, where most of this content is published. I've been watching some of his debates, lectures, and content, and one thing that really stands out to me is that most of what he does revolves around criticizing Islam and at times speaking in a very disrespectful way about our Prophet. Now, here's what I genuinely don't understand. What exactly is he teaching? If I try to look at this from a neutral point of view, or even imagine myself as a Christian, I would expect to see teachings about the gospel, about faith, about spirituality, something constructive. But instead, what I mostly see is criticism, constant criticism, and that raises an important question. If someone is not really teaching their own faith, but only attacking another, what is the real takeaway for their audience? Because here's the concern. People who don't have strong knowledge of religious texts, whether Islamic or any other faith, can easily get influenced. They might hear something presented confidently and assume it's accurate without realizing that it could be taken out of context or based on weak or disputed sources or presented in a way that lacks proper scholarly depth, and this is where it becomes problematic. From my perspective, it feels less like genuine education and more like selective presentation, highlighting certain points while ignoring others. And honestly, it also raises another question. Who is really benefiting from this kind of content? Is it about helping people understand faith better, or is it just creating more division, more misunderstanding, and more negativity between communities? As Muslims, our faith isn't shaken by criticism. We're not concerned about that. People are free to say what they want. But the bigger issue is this. When content is built mainly on attacking others, rather than educating people, it doesn't lead to understanding. It leads to confusion and sometimes even hatred. And in today's world, I think we need more clarity, more sincerity, and more honest conversations, not just noise. I think he needs one more debate with either Uthman or Shabir Ali. Every time he participates, he struggles, yet I'm impressed by his resilience. He always comes back confidently with his criticism, presenting himself as if he's on top, even when he's not. I'm going to play some clips from different debates. In many of them, you'll see he shows up fully prepared with cameras and a full setup, but he's not equipped with accurate knowledge. Let's watch these short clips and then we'll come back to discuss.
Commentary on, and we made every living thing of water is we made of water from the male and female, everything that requires water. The male
Excellent,
and the female.
excellent. Now,
It's the male and the female. water.
this is what I was telling you, bro. This is what I was telling you, that if you had asked, then I would have explained. Now, I said this earlier in the video, so don't act like I'm saying this now, okay? This is why I'm glad this is recording. Where is this from?
Ibn Abbas.
Did Ibn Abbas write a tafsir?
No, you can say that's wrong.
Can I ask you,
Did
did Ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhuma write a tafsir?
No, so this is, what would you say, attributed to Ibn Abbas?
Hold on, take it
later?
easy, take it easy, Dave. We're going to walk you through so that next time you'll be more educated. Like, this is really me trying to help you. I could make fun of this, but I'm not. I'm trying to help you here, okay? When you talk about the Tafsir Ibn Abbas. Okay, I have a video. You can go on the Majd Ribat channel that I talk about different books of tafsir. This is a book that was compiled later. What website is this from? Read the website's name.
Albayat.org. Albayat.org.
Alahlulbayt.org. Who's alahlulbayt.org? Dave, the website you're depending on.
He's making fun.
No, I'm not making fun. I'm not making fun. I am not. Okay, again, you don't lie, bro. We're trying to be honest. Whose website are you depending on for this quote? This is a Shia website. Wait. Oops. David did it again. Now,
Before that happens, we have Mr. Hijab. He wants to answer the question.
Yeah. Why am I firm and assertive with David Wood? It's because he spent 20 years of his life mocking Muslims and Islam, accumulating more than 60 million channel views attacking Muslims in Islam, which has led to brothers and sisters of mine being attacked on roads in this country, exacerbating Islamophobia. This man is not going to get nice treatment from me. He's not going to get it. This guy is not James White. This guy is not William Lane Craig. This guy is not respectable. So he will not be treated with respect. Now, just because your boy was smashed, to use Khabib's words, it doesn't mean now that you're going to give me a...
Can you please settle down? Please settle down.
Now, point number two. Point number two. She mentioned many things. Multiple wives. Well, look at the Old Testament, please. You talk about the Old Testament. Abraham had 3 wives. Solomon had 300 wives. I mean, look. You're very lucky that Islam capped it at 4, because if it was in Solomon's time, there would be 300. Now, really and truly now, I don't understand why you must be very upset with me like this. I mean, why were you not upset with David Wood when he was mocking the Muslims for 10 years? Why? You're a hypocrite. You, miss, are a hypocrite.
Okay.
Get the next question.
this before I talk about it. I should look into this before I
literally came here because
I appreciate it. Yeah,
the verse
and that's
didn't
why.
line up, the verse
That's
didn't
why.
line up with what I said.
Because
I
you
looked at
don't
the
know.
commentary of
You
Ibn
don't
Kathir,
know.
It says oppose and contradict and so on.
First thing, you didn't read the whole commentary. Second,
There might be some different electrolytes in there, but they would all be H2O.
you should drink with your right hand, man. All right. Let me.
What if I use
Hold on, let
my
me-
right hand for...
Ooh, then you're nasty, bro. All right, let me keep going.
Wash it.
All right. You wash?
Yeah.
You make istinja?
Wash.
I'm glad you do, man. You learned something good from Islam. All right, let me take it back now.
Okay.
Now that you're done with your clips that you want to make, let's talk. All right. So, did I say anything about the building block of clay? Did I even
No, the
discuss
Quran
that?
did.
No, but
And
did I? Did I? Hold on.
the way
Hold
you're
on.
the way
Hold
you're
on.
interpreting
Hold on.
everything made of water
David,
would mean you
hold
have
on.
to be consistent.
Hold on.
Okay.
Take it easy. Take it easy. I told you earlier, do you want me to talk about how insan was made? And you wanted to continue here about all living creation. And then you went and turned to your camera and said, Sheikh Uthman is saying this and saying this and saying this. And those are things I did not say. Your viewers
What
can
did I say that
watch.
was wrong?
Let me tell you, I did not say that clay being the major building block of insan, because when we say insan was made from clay, we're not. What is meant by insan
But you would
here?
have to say
Can I
that about man.
finish?
You
Can
have
I
to say-
finish? Can I finish, David?
Yeah, but-
I let you talk to your camera for like I don't know how long, and I stayed quiet.
I just want
You
to
won't even
clarify.
let me speak
If you
because
say-
you know
if you say
I'm
all
going to
men are
correct you
moral,
again,
I'm not gonna
and
correct
you
you.
know.
Go
Okay,
ahead,
then
go
let me
ahead,
speak.
go
Let me
ahead.
speak then. Thank you. I thought we were keeping it civil, Dave. Dr. Wood. Now, when we talk about insan here, what you don't understand, when you say Tafsir Ibn Abbas, you don't even know what Ibn Abbas wrote, because you, instead of asking, are claiming you know, right? There is no book from Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhuma. The Tafsir of Ibn Abbas is collected. There is one book printed later where people put his Tafsir together, which is mostly weak ahadith. If you came to my library, I would have taught you this, but you didn't. Now, let's go back to this. When we talk about insan here, the reference is to Adam. But you didn't know that. You went on this whole rampage not knowing that, which I could have helped you go off on. We are not saying as Muslims that David Wood was clay and then he became this person. If you're ever not clear about a hadith, reach out to me.
That's what I'm doing here.
No, I mean off camera, where you really want to just learn. You don't want to just make stuff for your channel, right?
Yeah.
So where I can explain to you how the authenticity of hadith work, right? I have a master's degree in hadith, so I'm just saying this is not like an insult or anything. This is really a friendly offer to help you, because I'm sure you want to base your arguments on the truth, not just on trying to make points.
I've made several attempts to reach out through emails and even by contacting his co-workers, hoping to arrange a proper, respectful discussion or debate. Unfortunately, there's been no response. It's disappointing, though not entirely surprising. It feels like he's choosing to avoid the conversation, as he often does. I'm not sharing this out of frustration alone, but because I think it's important for you all to see the kind of content he's putting out. I've uploaded this video so you can understand the context for yourselves, and if this somehow reaches him, I'm still open to a fair and structured debate. I will organize it properly with a well-known Islamic scholar, so everything can be discussed clearly and respectfully. I want to say this respectfully. After this debate, it will be clear who is speaking the truth, who is lying, who is taking things out of context, who is mocking, and who is misleading people. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave you for now. Thanks for joining today, and I'll see you all next time.